6R. Nice. So hello and welcome to my first ever video on Architect on Wheels. I'm just getting out of Mulund right now, returning back from my office to Nehru Nagar, Kurla East. And for those of you who don't know me, I'll just quickly run an introduction of myself. I'm Anurag Bhandare, an architect by profession, a passionate biker, and yeah, I basically, being an architect, travel around the city a lot, preferably on 2 wheels, sometimes on 4 wheels, depends on the situation, but primarily this 390 adventure is my first mode of transport that I generally prefer. I recently picked this thing up, actually, just in the month of Feb 2024, and have been using it for some time. Yeah, it's not run much. As you can see, it's just 2,252 kilometers in the past 6 months. It's not run that much. It's been used very sparingly the past couple of months due to rains and some other reasons that I'll probably share with you all in the next coming weeks. Yeah, it's been a very great bike. I've been enjoying my time over it. I've taken it in and out of town a couple of while. Did Pavana and back in 2 days. Then I have done Lonavala and back a couple of times. Plan to do a couple of more tours on this bike as well in the next coming months, probably from the month of Jan Feb or something like that. Before this I had the Dominar 400, so I think I should just stress over the points that why I kind of chose this bike over the Dominar 400 after the Dominar 400. Damn, we have run into traffic. This is gonna be a while. Yeah, so I had the Dominar 400 for quite a while. I bought it in 2017 and used it till 2024. I had used it extensively, actually, for almost 55,000 kilometers. I don't remember the exact odometer count on it. But yeah, it was a very fun bike. It was an absolute blast of a bike. I think it's our time. Yeah, thank you, uncle. It was an absolute fun bike. I did a lot of tours on it, and I actually make it a point to take my wife along on most of these tours. I mean, at least 8 out of the 10 tours that I do, my wife will always be there with me on the tours, because she is also a travel freak, just like me, so she enjoys traveling as well. And yeah, we've done a lot of states actually on that bike. We had done a lot of states. We had done Udaipur, we had done Kutch, run of Kutch, we had done Goa, n number of times actually. We had lost count how many times we've done Goa on that bike. We did Dandeli, we did Gokarna, we did Murudeshwar. Again, on the way back we did Goa as well, and we also did Tarkarli. Tarkarli was a funny ride actually. We started at 12 in the night. Obviously we were not alone. We did it in a group. We do not advise riding at night, especially in our country. Night times are scary because of the heavy traffic. So yeah, we were in a group. We started at 12 in the night and reached Tarkarli at 8 in the morning. It was a fun ride. So yeah, the bottom line is we did a lot of tours on that bike, and the Fast and the Furious. So yeah, we did a lot of rides on that bike, and it was fun. Basically, we had a lot of fun on doing it, and ultimately the bike had covered 55,000 kilometers. It started showing its age, so we thought that it was about time that we have a change of bike because we used to keep on getting those small niggles here and there sometime or the other. So we were on a lookout for so in Jan 2024 we started looking out for new bike. There were a handful of options, but not really something that were really impressive. So there were basically 4 criterias in which we were looking for bikes. Basically, the first criteria was crazy. The first criteria was safety and space and comfort. Second was ride handling. Third was performance, and fourth was ease of maintenance and reliability. And I think right about that time in Jan 2024, Himalayan 450 was just launched. So me and my friend, one of my friend, we decided that we should just go and have a look at it. So one fine day we just went there, had a test ride, and boy, I was surprised. I mean, if you look at the Himalayan as a Arey uncle, kya kar raha hai? If you look at the Himalayan as a independent bike, it's very impressive. It's a very tall and handsome bike, and it is nothing short of impressive. I did a bit of test ride on it. I took it almost 2.5 kilometers, and it was fun. I actually kind of liked the bike. It was very sort of un-Royal Enfield. I mean, it doesn't feel like a Royal Enfield, to be very honest. The right words would be, it feels like a proper big premium bike, and it's a very nice bike, I must say. So when it came to space and comfort, in my four criterias, it satisfied a lot. I mean, it had a pretty good amount of space in it. You could just I in fact tried to sit my friend as a pillion and just to have a judgment of how much space we have on the bike, and it was kind of pretty good actually. And I was kind of surprised with the seat quality as well. So good points there. So that was one of the very main points. Second was ride and handling. So when it came to rides, the ride was very plush, very nice, very toned down, very mellow, just like what you can expect from a big bike, probably a big tourer. If you've ridden something the sorts of like the old Tiger 800, one of my friends owns it, so I can probably relate to it. It feels very soft. It just gobbles up everything on the road. Now these undulations are causing my voice to go up and down, if you can notice. So this was not there on the Himalayan. But then that did affect the handling part of it as well. Oops, sorry about that. So that did affect the handling part of it as well, because the 21-inch front takes quite a bit of an effort to get through the turns, and that is pretty expected from a tall bike like that, but can't really complain. So when it came to ride handling, that was also very good. Performance wise, on spec sheet, it is pretty impressive and did pretty well, fared pretty well. In fact, even in the real life test, it had oodles of torque, which probably other bikes do lack a lot. I think I should just stand up here because the road is too bad. Yeah, so the other bikes were kind of lacking in those sector, especially this one. I should agree with that. Anyone will agree with that. So with the Himalayan, you could just put the bike in high gear, low speed, just keep the throttle steady, pull the throttle, and bike would just take off, and it was very nice basically. So that was also there. So these 3 criterias were pretty much fulfilled, but the 4th criteria was very important: ease of maintenance and reliability. I was not quite sure rather back then how the engine would fare when it came to the real world usage. C220D, don't get to see those much nowadays. So, whoa, he seems to be in a hurry. So the bike was not used by the general public, so there were very few users who could vouch for it, and not covered much of distances. Although the company had tested the bike on all terrains and all possible areas, I was still not sure whether it would how it would fare when it came to touring, because it was a little uncharted territory for me. So I let the Himalayan take a back seat. Plus, the second issue with me was I'm 5'6", and I was kind of tiptoeing, even 1 feet, even with 1 feet down. At least on this bike, I can tiptoe with both my legs down, and at least 1 foot I can get flat. But on that was a bit of a struggle. Accompanied with the weight of the bike, it did get a bit hairy in middle, because you know how it is with adventure bikes. They're heavy, and if they're heavy, you need to be able to put your foot down and just take care of things. Suddenly, if something pops up in between, can't really do anything about it then. And secondly, the weight of the bike was a bit too much for me. Coming from the Dominar, the Dominar had sorry about that. So Dominar basically, although was 180 kilos, the weight distribution was perfect, and I was pretty happy with it, because I used to get both my feet down at any moment of time if the need arises. So yeah, the Himalayan took a back seat after this test ride. From there, then we went straight away to Triumph Thane to take a test ride of the 400X. Yes, that was the next consideration. I did love the bike, but straight away, only and only due to the space constraint on the bike, I had to give it a big no, unfortunately. But if you ask me, performance wise, space and comfort, yes, for a solo rider it's a very good bike. But if you're considering a pillion, I don't think so that's the right bike for you, because when you travel with a pillion, especially your wives, you need to carry a lot of luggage. Apna luggage तो tank bag में भी यहाँ पे बैठ जाता है. But when it comes to couples, as a couple touring, you need to carry a lot of things around. So space was of utmost important to me. So due to just because of the space, I had to kind of let the bike go. But if you ask me, the ride and handling, if you ask me the ride and handling, it had a very, very sharp handling, very plush ride. I threw it over a couple of speed bumps, and the bike just gobbled it up. Bad roads, the bike just gobbled it up. It was a very good bike, and very talky in nature, same as the Himalayan. Like, you just put it in high gear, low speed, and just keep the throttle steady, pull it up, let it loose. So bike just responds very well. And then when it came to so there were two uncharted territories here again. Ease of maintenance, reliability. Before that, the performance. The bike is nothing short of good performance. I mean, on paper and on the road as well. It's not a fast bike, but it's a quick bike. So it's pretty good if you can consider it if you are riding solo. But with a pillion, you should look somewhere else, because it's not comfortable at all. So ease of maintenance and reliability again was a very big uncharted territory for the Triumph. With the Triumph rather, it was a bit of a hit or a miss, because by then not many had covered distance with the bike. I need to shift lanes, and people are beaming their headlights into my eyes, man. Yeah, so again, with the Triumph, the reliability quotient was uncharted territory. Whoa, 6R.